Jai Shri Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 1, Chapter 7, the son of Droṇa punished. Here in the verse 27, Sutta Goswami addressed to Sonuke Rishi that yet, though you are beyond the preview of the material energy, you execute the four principle of the liberation characterized by religion and so on for the ultimate good of the conditioned soul. So here it is mentioned, so eva jivalogesya maya mohite chetasah vidante vena virayana saryo dramadi lakshanam. It means here the purport is the personality of Godhead Lord Sri Krishna, out of which causeless mercy descends to the manifested world without being influenced by the material mode of nature. He is eternally beyond the material manifestations. He descends out of his causeless mercy only to reclaim the fallen soul who are captivated by the illusionary energy. They are attacked by the material energy and then they want to enjoy her under false pretexts. Although in essence the living entity is unable to enjoy. One is eternally the servitor of the Lord, and when he forgets his disposition, he thinks of enjoying the material world, and but factually he is in illusion. The Lord descends to eradicate this false sense of enjoyment and thus reclaim conditioned soul back to Godhead. This is all merciful nature of Lord Sri Krishna for the fallen soul. So in the next verse, again it was mentioned that thus you descend as an incarnation to remove the burden of the world and to benefit your friends, especially those who are your exclusive devotee and are constantly in meditation upon you. So here it is mentioned, Tatham Chavataras Brubate Bruba Bharo Jishniyan Swarvam Jananya Bhavanam Anudhyana Kruta. It means here the purport is it appears that the Lord is partially to his devotees. Everyone is related with the Lord. He is equal to everyone, and yet he is more inclined to his own men and devotees. The Lord is everyone father. No one can be his father, and yet no one can be his son. His devotees are his kingsmen, and his devotees are his relations. He is his transcendental pastime. It has nothing to do with the modern ideas of relation, fatherhood, or anything like that. As mentioned above, the Lord is above the mode of material nature, and thus there is nothing modern about his kingsmen and relation in devotional service. Everything is He, and He is maintaining all over the world. He is Jagannath. In the next verse, it is mentioned that, O Lord of Lords, how is it that the dangerous affluence is spreading all around? Where does it come from? I do not understand it. So here it is mentioned, Kim idam sruti krutaveti devo devo no vedmyam aham sarvotamukham ayati tejaha paramam dharunam. So here it is mentioned, anything that is present before the personality of a Godhead should be so done after due presentation of respectful prayers. That is standard procedure. And Sri Arjuna, although intimate friend of Lord Sri Krishna, is observing this method by general information. So here in the next verse 27, it was mentioned that the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Know from me that this is the act of son of Droṇa. He has thrown the humans of a nuclear energy Brahmastra, and he does not know how to retract the clearing. He has helplessly done this, being afraid to imminent death." So here it is mentioned, Sri Bhagavana Vacha Vetidam Droṇaprutasya Brahmastram Pradasritam Naibhasau Vedasamharam Pranam Bodha Upasite. So here it is mentioned the Brahmastra is similar to the modern nuclear open weapon manifest, manipulated by atomic energy. The atomic energy works only on total combustibility, and so the Brahmastra also acts. It creates an intolerable heat similar to atomic radiation, but the difference is that the atomic bomb is a gross type of material, a gross type of nuclear weapon, whereas the Brahmastra is a subtitle type of a weapon produced by chanting humans. It is a different science, and in the day gone by, such science was cultivated in the land of Bharatavarsha. The subtitle Science of Chanting Humans is also material, but it has yet to be known by the modern material scientists. Subtitle material science is not spiritual, but it has a direct relationship with the spiritual method, which is still subtler. A chanter of human knew how to apply the weapon as well as how to retract it. That was perfect knowledge. But the son of Dronacharya, who made use of this subtle science, did not know how to retract. He applied it, being afraid of his immediate death, and thus the practice was not only improper but also irreligious. As the son of Brahmana, he should not have made so many mistakes, and for such gross negligence of duty, he was to be punished by the Lord Himself. In the next verse, it was mentioned by it was mentioned that Lord Sri Krishna telling to Arjuna, "Oh Arjuna, only another Brahmastra can counter this weapon. Since you are expert in military science, subdue these weapons, clash with the power of your own weapon." So here it is mentioned, "No he aisanya tam kinchidam astram prayobhakarasanam jaya astra teja upadham astra jino he astra teja sa." It means for the atomic bomb there is no counter weapon to neutralize the effect, but by the subtle science the action of a Brahmastra can be counterattacked, and those who were expert in military science in those days could counterattack the Brahmastra. The son of Dronacharya did not know the act of counterattacking the weapon, and therefore Arjuna was asked to counterattack it by the power of his own weapon. So here in the next verse, Suto Vacha, Suto Goswami said, hearing this from the personality of a Godhead, Arjuna touched water for purification, and after circumambulating Lord Sri Krishna, he cast his Brahmastra weapon to counterattack the other one. So here it is mentioned Sutavacha Srutva Bhagavata Proktam Phalgunah Poraviraha Srovhistatam Parikramaya Brahmam Brahmam Brahmastram Sandhade. So in the next verse it was mentioned that when the ray of the two Brahmastra combined, a great circle of fire like the disk of the sun covered all outer space and the whole firmament of a planets. So here it is mentioned Samhato yo nayam Uvhayo tejosi saras sambhate arvyatye rodhosikhayam cha bhavaisthati rakshabhanivat. It means the heat created by the flash of a Brahmastra reassembles the fire exhibited in the sun globe at the time of a cosmic annihilation. The radiation of atomic energy is very insignificant in the comparison to the heat produced by the Brahmastra. The atomic bomb explosion can at most blow of one globe, but the heat produced by the Brahmastra can destroy the whole cosmic situation. The comparison is therefore made to heat at the time of annihilation. So here in the next verse it was mentioned that all the population of the worlds were crushed by the combined heat of a weapon. Everyone was reminded of the Sambhrataka fire which take place at the time of annihilations. So here it is mentioned दृष्ट्वा तेजसतु ते तयोस त्रिलोकन् प्रोधममत महत धन्यमनः प्रजः सर्वः सम्पृक्तवतम् अमस्यरत. See, it is mentioned that here the purport is the three worlds are the upper, lower, and intermediate planet of the universe. Although the Brahmastra was released on this earth, the heat produced by the combination of the both weapons covered all the universe, and all the population on the different planets began to feel the heat exclusively and compared it to that the Samrataka fire. No planet therefore is without living being, as less intelligent materialistic men think. So here it is in the next verse it was mentioned that thus seeing the disturbance of the general populace and the imminent destruction of this planet, Arjuna was Arjuna at once retreat both Brahmastra weapons as Lord Sri Krishna desire. So here it is mentioned that Pra- Prachya Upartharambham आलक्ष्य लोकभर्तिकरं च तं महतं वासुदेव सञ्जरः अर्जुनः धैर्यम्. So here it is mentioned the purport is that the theory that the modern atomic bomb explosion and can annihilate the world is a childish imagination. First of all, the atomic energy is not powerful enough to destroy the world. And secondly, ultimately it all rests on the supreme will of a supreme Lord, because without his will or sanction nothing can be built or destroyed. It is foolish also to think the natural law are ultimately powerful. Material nature's love works under the direction of Lord Sri Krishna as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord says that there that new natural laws works under his supervision. The world can be destroyed only by the will of the Lord Sri Krishna and not by the whims of tiny politicians. Lord Sri Krishna desired that the weapon released by both the Drauni and Arjuna be withdrawn. And it was cried out by Arjuna at once. Carried out by Arjuna at once. Similarly, there are many agents of all powerful Lord, and by his will only can one execute what he desires. So here in the next verse, Arjuna, his eyes blazing in anger like two red balls of a copper, dexterously arrested the son of Gautami and bound him with ropes like an animal. So here it is mentioned that ततः असद्य तारस दारुणं गौतमीसुतं बबधूमरस्य तं सरस पशुं रसन्ययाथा. So here it is mentioned Aswathama mother Kripi was born in the family of Gautama. The significant point in this logo is that Aswathama was cut and bound up with rope like an animal according to Sridhara Swami. Arjuna was obliged to catch his son of a Brahmana like animals as a part of his duty. This suggestion was Sridhara Swami is also confirmed in the latter statement of Lord Sri Krishna. Aswathama was a bona fide son, Dronacharya and Kripi. But because he had degraded himself to a lower status of life, he was proposed to treat him as an animal and not as a Brahmana. So here it is mentioned after binding Aswathama, Arjuna wanted to take him to the military camp. The personality of a Godhead Lord Sri Krishna looking on with his lotus eyes spoke to Arjuna in an angry mood. So here it is mentioned Shibiraya Nini Satam Rajavya Vadavya Ripum Balat Prayajunam Prakrupita Bhagavan Abhuje Kesaha. So here it is mentioned both Arjuna and Lord Sri Krishna are described here in an angry mood. But Arjuna's eyes were like a bowl of red copper, where the eyes of Lord Sri Krishna was tall, were like lotus. Means that the angry mood of angry mood of Arjuna and that of Lord are not on the same level. The Lord is transcendence, and thus He is absolute in any stage. His anger is not like anger of a conditioned living being within the moods of qualitative material nature. Because He is absolute, both His anger and pleasure are the same. His anger is not exhibited in the three modes of material nature, it is only a sign of his bent of mind towards the cause of his devotee, because that is his transcendental knowledge natures. Therefore, even if he is angry, the object of anger is blessed. He is unjust in all the circumstances. In the Srimad Bhagavad Gita also it was mentioned that those who are in the self-realization position or those who are already got the position of samadhi, they won't feel any. They won't be excited when they will happy, or they won't be lamented when they are unhappy, or when the things is not coming with their whims. So here in the next verse it was mentioned that Lord Sri Krishna said, "Oh Arjuna, you should not show mercy by realizing this relative of a Brahmanas or a Brahmana Bandhu, for he has killed innocent boys in their sleep." So here it is mentioned, Manaiha prata harshi trotum Brahmana bandhu imam jai yo sarva angrosya suptam avadin nisi valakan. So here it is mentioned the word Brahmana bandhu is very significant. A person who happens to take birth and a path in the family of a Brahmana but is not qualified to be called as a Brahmana is addressed as the relative of Brahmanas and not as a Brahmana. The son of a high court judge is not virtually a high court judge, but there is no harm in addressing a high court judge's son as a relative of honorable justice. Therefore, as the as by birth only one does not becomes a high court judge, so also one does not becomes Brahmana simply by birthright but by acquiring the necessary qualification of a Brahmana. As the high court judgeship is a post for the qualified man, so also the post of a Brahmana is attainable by qualification only. The Shastra enjoyed that if good qualification are seen in the person born in a family other than that a Brahmana, the qualified man has to be accepted as a Brahmana. And similarly, if a person born in a family of a Brahmana is a void of a Brahmanical qualification, then he must be treated as a non-Brahmana or, in better terms, a relative of a Brahmana, Lord Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna, the supreme authority of all religious principles, the Vedas, has personally pointed out this difference, and he is about to explain the reasons for this in the following shloka. So here also it was mentioned that it was mentioned very clearly that if a person born in a Brahmana's family, he won't be called as a Brahmana because the Brahmana or the post will be defined according to the qualification. If a person will do is not qualified yet to be a Brahmana, then he can called as Brahmana Bandhu if he born in a Brahmana's family. But if person is not born in a Brahmana's family or a Brahmana from the Brahmana, but he is well qualified all the qualities of the Brahmanas, then he will called as a Brahmana. That what it is mentioned in this in this verse about the caste system which is practice in this material world. Thank you. Jai Jagannath.